house sitting for my grandma one weekend while she went to Florida with some of her church friends. I was sleeping in the guest bedroom next to her room. The guest bedroom always had 2 twin beds inside of it that my brother and I would sleep in when we had sleepovers at our house. I took the bed next to the window, but before getting into bed, I checked all the doors making sure they were locked. When I did get into bed, it was early, and I didn't actually go to sleep for a while. There wasn't much to do at my grandma's house. I was just on my phone for an hour or two, watching videos, texting people, whatever. That's when I thought I could start hearing someone's voice outside. It sounded like a woman's voice, saying hello. I left the bedroom and inched my way closer to the front door, moving slow because I was trying to listen. It was a woman's voice, just going hello like every 10 seconds. As I got closer to the front door, I realized that's where it seemed to be coming from. My grandma's door doesn't have a peephole, but the windows in her dining room gave a clear view of the front porch, so I went over to that window to attempt to get a view of who was out there. I tried peeking my head in between the plastic blinds without making it obvious, but I guess I didn't do a good job of that, because when I looked, I did see a woman on my grandma's stoop, and she was looking right at me, as if she knew I was going to be looking through those blinds. Once again, she said hello, with some freakish smile on her face. This woman was older, but don't picture her as some innocent-looking, small old lady. She looked like she was maybe late 50s, early 60s. Something about her face just skeeved me out. I moved away from the window and thought, maybe it was one of my grandma's friends. It was midnight, though. Why would anyone come to the door this late? Why wouldn't she knock or ring the bell? Why was she just standing out there yelling hello over and over? I was genuinely unsettled. I just went back to the guest bedroom and shut the door. Now with the door shut as opposed to before, I couldn't hear that woman.
I had the extra confidence to grab the blind and push it up. There I was, face to face with this horrifying older lady, with only a thin layer of glass between us. I screamed at her smiling, gross face, I'm calling the cops. I pulled the blind back down and ran back outside to the living room. I looked around the house, then ran upstairs to box myself into the upstairs guest bedroom. I didn't want to actually call the cops. I don't know why. I wanted to just wait it out. I crawled into the bed in the upstairs guest bedroom and tucked myself under the covers. A couple hours later, I was still awake, and I finally only then went back downstairs to look outside each window. That freaky old lady seemed to be gone. The next morning, I called my grandma and told her what happened. She started yelling into the phone, clearly panicking and distressed. She told me how a few days earlier, she was being watched in the grocery store by some woman.
I started texting everyone about it, my sisters, my friends, telling them how bizarre it was.
I told her to
A good amount of time passed in silence, and I was starting to calm down. My sisters were telling me to call Grandma, but there was a 0% chance she was awake. She barely ever even checked her cell phone anyway.
So I do have to take some of the things she says
Just like that, something broke the silence.
The way she yelled into the phone about
banging at the window.
Really gave me the chills.
Not a knocking or tapping, banging.
If it could have been the same person.
I felt that fierce pain in my chest area as my body entered that fight or flight mode. Shortly after the banging stopped, I heard that familiar voice say hello. With that boost of adrenaline, I guess I had the extra confidence to grab the blinds and push it up. There I was, face to face with this horrifying older lady, with only a thin layer of glass between us. I screamed at her smiling, gross face, I'm calling the cops. I pulled the blind back down and ran back outside to the living room. I looked around the house, then ran upstairs to box myself into the upstairs guest bedroom. I didn't want to actually call the cops. I don't know why. I wanted to just wait it out. I crawled into the bed in the upstairs guest bedroom and tucked myself under the covers. A couple hours later, I was still awake, and I finally only then went back downstairs to look outside each window. That freaky old lady seemed to be gone. The next morning, I called my grandma and told her what happened. She started yelling into the phone, clearly panicking and distressed. She told me how a few days earlier, she was being watched in the grocery store by some woman about 10 years younger than her, who just kept smiling at her for no reason. I told her to calm down. I didn't entirely know whether to correlate the two or not, but when we eventually got off the phone with each other, I did have to give it a second thought. My grandma's 75. She has lost a bit of her wits, so I do have to take some of the things she says with a grain of
Some
salt.
old random guy.
But the way she yelled into the
Guess what I
phone
was doing
about the
alone
woman
out
in the
here,
store
which was
really
insanely
gave me
weird,
the
first
chills.
of all.
I
Then I
still
said I
wonder
was
if it
waiting
could have
for
been the same
someone.
person.
He asked if I was waiting for Stephanie, and I said, yeah, how'd you know? He said he was Stephanie's father, and told me to hop in so he could give me a ride to her. I took a good look at him, and he looked a little old to be her father, to be honest. I'm no idiot when it comes to sketchy situations, so I said in a firm voice, why didn't you tell me you'd be picking me up? He claimed he didn't trust a random guy meeting up with his daughter, and wanted to meet me first. I took another good look at the man and didn't say anything. I simply started walking away in the opposite direction from where his car was facing.
My name is
He
Nicholas.
started yelling,
Currently
hey,
a
hey,
freshman
sounding
at Syracuse
surprised that I was
University,
just walking away
which
like
doesn't
that.
exactly sit
But
in the
I've heard way
safest
too many
area.
kidnapping stories to know
I
where
just
this
went
could
through a
potentially
breakup with
go.
my first girlfriend, so I
I
started
heard
getting
the guy's
back into
car
the
moving,
online
and I
dating
turned to
scene.
make sure he wasn't doing a U-turn.
I was
to
using
follow
the app
me.
Hinge when I found some
The
blonde
ran
girl
this side
named
relief
Stephanie
when
who
he
I
drove
really
straight
connected
and
with.
turned left out of
She
sight.
also went to Syracuse.
I continued walking
We
down
both
the
liked to
block
read,
towards
go to the
campus.
movies, we even had the
I
same
got to the
sense of
corner of the
humor.
block and was just about
I
to make a
suggested
turn
we go on a
when
movie
I
date,
noticed what I
and she
was
said
pretty
she'd
sure
love
to be
to.
the same car the man was driving.
She told me to meet her at some
Just parked
specific
on the side
point
of the
near
road with
campus
the
and
light
she'd
shut
pick me
off.
up. So,
I briefly tried
around 9
looking into the
o'clock,
window as I
I waited
passed,
on some
but the
corner of
glass
a
was
normal
tinted.
neighborhood block, waiting
I
for
tried not
Stephanie.
making it obvious that I was
She asked me to
suspicious
share
and
my
continued
location with
walking.
her, and so I did.
I got a text from the
A few minutes
so-called
later,
Stephanie
I saw a
person
car turn
saying,
down the street
why
and start
didn't you get in
approaching
the
me.
car with my dad?
Then it stopped in front of
I
me,
ignored
and
the
the driver
text and
rolled down the
continued
window.
walking. I
It
kept
wasn't
looking back
Stephanie,
to see if the car
though,
would
some
move.
old random guy.
When I got to an
He asked what I was
intersection in the
doing
road,
alone
I
out
turned
there,
right,
which was
and then
insanely
full-on
weird,
booked
first
it
of
in the
all.
direction of campus.
Then I said I was waiting for someone.
Surprisingly, I wasn't
He
followed.
asked if I was waiting for
I made
Stephanie.
it back to
I
campus
said,
out of
yeah,
breath
how'd
and
you
started
know?
walking to my dorm building.
He said he was Stephanie's father,
Felt like I
and
heard
told me to hop
footsteps
in so
following
he
me,
could give me a
though.
ride to her.
I thought maybe I was being
I took a
paranoid.
good look at him.
When I heard a
He
piece of
looked a
broken
little old
glass
to
being
be her
kicked by
father, to
someone's
be
shoe.
honest.
I knew
I'm
I
no
was
idiot
being
when it comes
tailed.
to sketchy
I
situations.
made a point of
So
ducking
I
down
said in a
behind a
firm
van and
voice,
stopping
why
to
didn't
give
you
me
tell
time
me
to
you'd be
listen for
picking
where
me
the
up?
footsteps were coming.
He claimed he didn't
They were a
trust
few
a
cars
random
away
guy
from me.
meeting up with his daughter,
And
and wanted to meet me
I never
first.
stopped sharing my location
Took
with
another good
Stephanie.
look at the man
Should I
and
say
didn't say
that?
anything. He simply started walking away in the opposite direction from where his car was
He was
facing.
approaching from between two
He
cars
started
across
yelling,
from
hey,
me.
hey, sounding
He
surprised
yelled
that I
something
was
that I
just
didn't
walking
fully
away like that.
understand.
But I've
It
heard way
sounded
too
like
many
he said,
kidnapping
"Come back and
stories
I'll
to know
take
where
you
this
to
could
her."
potentially go.
He had to be like 60
I heard the
something.
guy's
There
car
was no way he
moving,
would
and I
catch me
turned
if
to
I
make sure he
sprinted.
wasn't doing a U-turn to follow
I
me.
lost him easily when I ran.
I breathed a
I
sigh
made
of
it back to
relief,
my
and I
dorm
drove
room.
straight and turned
My
left out of
roommate wasn't
sight.
there, so I had no one to talk to
Continued
about
walking
it.
down the block
But when I
towards
lay in my
campus.
bed, I got
I got
another
to the
text
corner
from
of the
that
block.
man.
It was
It
just
was
about to make a
shocking.
turn.
It said,
And
"You're
I
a little
noticed what
piece
I
of
was
fucking
pretty
shit.
sure to be the
You're
same
lucky
car
you
the
got
man was
away. I
driving,
would have strangled your
just
ugly
parked on the
ass."
side of the road with the light shut off.
I still have the
I
screenshot.
briefly tried
I
looking into the
replied saying
window
thanks
as I
for the
passed,
threat. It's
but
going
the
straight
glass
to
was
the
tinted.
police, and I blocked his number.
I tried not making it
I
obvious that I
still
was
have the conversation
suspicious and
saved as
continued
evidence,
walking.
and I plan on going to the police
I
with
got a
it
text from
eventually.
this so-called Stephanie
Hopefully they-
person saying, why didn't you get in the car with my dad?
Crazy.
I ignored the text and continued walking. I kept looking back to see if the car would move.
And
When I got to an intersection in the road, I turned right and then full-on booked it in the direction of campus. Surprisingly, I wasn't followed.
Why you
I
don't
made it back to campus out of breath and started walking to my dorm
somebody
building.
where you live.
I felt like I heard footsteps following me, though.
So
I thought maybe I was being paranoid.
All right,
When I heard a
do
piece of
something
broken
about it.
glass being kicked by someone's shoe, I knew I was being tailed. I made a point of ducking down behind a van and stopping to give me time to listen for where the footsteps were coming.
Different
They were a few
stories.
cars away from me. Then I remembered. I never stopped sharing my location with Stephanie, or should I say that man. I saw him.
It's
He was that
crazy.
old man. He was approaching from between two cars across from me. He yelled something that I didn't fully understand, but it sounded like he said, "Come back and I'll take you to her." He had to be like 60-something. There's no way he would catch me if I sprinted. I lost him easily when I ran and made it back to my dorm room. My roommate wasn't there, so I had no one to talk to about
You
it.
want me to post?
And when I lay in my bed,
So
I got another text from that man.
It
was
you want to
shocking.
see about David?
He said, "You're a little piece of fucking shit. You're lucky you got away. I would have strangled your ugly ass."
Oh yeah, before I
still have the screenshot. I replied saying thanks for the threat that's going straight to the police, and I blocked his number.
Again,
I still have the conversation saved as evidence, and I plan on going to the police with it eventually. Hopefully they...
I was allowed to already create stuff, so I'm Daddy a TikTok hat, the ring night, and yeah, and the day shirt. Even though summer is over, but I wore them when it's summertime.
Are able to do something about it.
So, there's other stuff I want to get to. So, yeah. But